Rachel Zegler, the leading lady of Disney's much-hyped Snow White 2025, has been standing firm in the face of mounting criticism. According to Zegler, her portrayal of the iconic princess is layered and multi-dimensional, yet her confident defense contrasts sharply with the backlash the film is receiving. Early test screenings have been less than kind, with many dubbing the movie one of Disney's most significant missteps in recent years. But what exactly went wrong? Let's delve into the controversies surrounding Snow White 2025 and examine what's really behind this highly anticipated, but now deeply polarizing, project. A major point of contention has been Zegler's striking new look, which has drawn comparisons to Lord Farquaad from Shrek. Her hairstyle in the film has become a subject of viral mockery, with some fans even dubbing the movie a Farquaad prequel. The decision to give Snow White this particular aesthetic has raised eyebrows. Who approved this design? Director Mark Webb, writer Greta Gerwig, or was it Zegler herself? This creative misstep has only fueled speculation about the film's overall direction. The larger issue, however, is the film's dramatic departure from the beloved original story. Snow White 2025 is being marketed as a reimagining of the classic tale with a contemporary feminist slant. Both Zegler and Gerwig, known for their outspoken activism, have made it clear that this is more than just another fairy tale, it's a statement. While some praise the ambition behind this rethinking of the story, others feel the film sacrifices narrative depth in favor of delivering a political message. The backlash reached a fever pitch after the release of the third trailer, which many viewers felt was more focused on promoting a political agenda than showcasing the magic of the Disney classic. At the heart of the critique is Zegler's portrayal of Snow White herself. Early test screenings have described her performance as jarring and inconsistent, with one particularly memorable moment in a trailer where Snow White's emotions flip from cheerful to angry and back within a mere 30 seconds. This emotional disarray left many viewers perplexed, further raising concerns about the film's execution. In spite of the growing criticism, Zegler has stayed resolute. She's brushed off her detractors, asserting that her interpretation of Snow White is a bold reflection of modern femininity, something the filmmakers were striving for. She continues to defend her performance, claiming it was exactly what director Mark Webb and writer Greta Gerwig envisioned. But as the controversies unfold, it's clear that the backlash has become as integral to the film's narrative as the movie itself. Many longtime Disney fans feel that the classic Snow White is being overshadowed by an agenda-driven remake. This tension has escalated into a defining feature of the film's rollout, leading some to question whether Disney is prioritizing social commentary over the integrity of the original story. For Disney, this is an especially troubling time. With the recent underperformance of The Little Mermaid 2023, the company is walking a tightrope and cannot afford another financial flop. With early reactions largely negative, Snow White 2025 may be on track to become another costly disaster for the studio. These developments raise important questions about Disney's approach to live-action remakes. Are these films evolving into vehicles for social messages rather than faithful retellings of cherished tales? While modernization can bring fresh perspectives, it seems that Snow White 2025 has tilted too far from its roots, leaving many fans questioning whether it has lost the essence of what made the original so magical. The world is watching to see if Zegler, Gerwig, and Disney can steer Snow White 2025 away from disaster, or if it will go down in history as one of the studio's biggest failures. What's your take? Is Snow White 2025 a bold and necessary evolution of the classic story, or has it gone too far? Share your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for updates on this ongoing saga. Rachel Zegler's portrayal of Snow White in Snow White 2025 has stirred up intense controversy, particularly for its deviation from the traditional fairy tale. Zegler, defending her performance, claims she was chosen for her ability to convey a range of emotions, anger, pride, hope, to portray Snow White as a strong, modern woman. However, this has only amplified the backlash, with many feeling that her portrayal doesn't meet the expectations of fans who love the classic character. Her statements have not helped ease the tension. Zegler boldly asserts that families who fail to appreciate the complexity of her Snow White are out of touch with today's society. In an even more controversial comment, she argues that men have no place in criticizing her performance. These remarks have alienated many viewers, making them feel that Zegler's approach is out of sync with the audience. The most striking shift in Snow White 2025 comes from how Zegler and the filmmakers have redefined the story itself. Instead of a fairy tale, the film is being presented as a journey to save society, a reflection of modern-day issues. This drastic change has raised alarms among critics, who worry that the movie has become more of a vehicle for social activism than an enchanting, timeless story. As the narrative deviates from its fairy tale roots, it risks losing the charm and magic that made the original Snow White beloved by generations. Central to the controversy are the ideological changes in the film. The addition of social commentary by Zegler, Gerwig, and director Mark Webb has prompted accusations of the film prioritizing activism over the core story. Disney's attempts to evolve with modern values are being seen by some as a clash with traditional fans who want a more faithful adaptation. Zegler has dismissed these critics as misunderstanding the new vision for Snow White, calling them toxic, and predicting that they will secretly watch the film despite their objections. This sense of inevitable success, despite mounting criticism, has fueled frustration among many viewers. The deeper concern for critics is Zegler's unwillingness to acknowledge that the film's ideological foundation may be the root of its problems. The focus on pushing a political agenda, rather than maintaining the magic and wonder of Snow White's journey, has left many questioning whether Disney has lost touch with what makes a story truly resonate with audiences. Zegler's vocal defense of the film, despite its political undertones, seems to reflect Disney's broader ideological shift, which has alienated some of its most loyal fans. Behind Zegler's performance, the filmmakers have made deliberate choices to reshape the narrative, with both Gerwig and Webb heavily involved in the creative process. Zegler herself contributed to the script and direction, further signaling a departure from the traditional Snow White story. Early test screenings, which have reportedly been disastrous, suggest that the film has failed to connect emotionally with audiences. Some have criticized Zegler's singing as flat and uninspiring, further fueling doubts about the film's potential success. As Snow White 2025 continues to divide opinion, it's clear that Disney faces a major challenge. The film's growing backlash, both in terms of content and performance, suggests that it may struggle to capture the hearts of audiences in the way the original animated classic did. While Zegler remains confident, predicting that critics will ultimately flock to theaters out of curiosity, only time will tell if the film can overcome the mounting criticisms or if it will become one of Disney's biggest failures. The growing backlash against Snow White 2025 indicates that Disney might be facing a significant challenge in trying to reconcile modern updates with a beloved classic. The decisions made, particularly regarding Rachel Zegler's portrayal and the film's drastic changes to the original story, have left many viewers questioning whether the film can recover from its growing criticism. Zegler's performance, despite her insistence that she brings something fresh to the character, is being scrutinized for not aligning with audience expectations, especially when it clashes with the tone of the film. Her defense of the film, along with the controversial changes to the character and the plot, has only intensified the sense of alienation among fans. Her dismissive comments about the traditional source material, such as claiming that the 1937 Snow White is outdated, may alienate those who hold the original story dear, further compounding the issue. The significant delays and the film's unclear direction have also contributed to a growing sense of uncertainty about its success. If the film continues to push an ideological agenda at the expense of its narrative charm, it could struggle to capture the hearts of both new and old fans alike. Despite Zegler's optimism, the negative reactions and reports from test screenings suggest that Snow White 2025 may not be able to overcome its current backlash. While there's always the possibility of a last-minute turnaround, the combination of failed screenings, poor public reception, and the looming comparisons to other divisive Disney projects may point to a box office disappointment. Ultimately, whether the film succeeds or fails at the box office will depend on how well it can resonate with audiences, and the early signs suggest that the growing skepticism might be too much to overcome. If Disney is doubling down on their creative choices without addressing the concerns of their core fan base, Snow White 2025 may indeed struggle to meet expectations.